It's a huge anniversary for a trailblazer in the local food movement. Rosemont Market and Bakery is celebrating 20 years.
Yeah, since it was founded in 2005, it's grown into a beloved neighborhood market, now operating 6 locations throughout Greater Portland. Here to tell us more about the impact Rosemont has had and their plans to celebrate this year, our founder, John Naylor, and CEO, Mark Law. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yes, so 20 years, that's a huge milestone. What does it mean for you to be celebrating that today?
You know, it's just the support that we've had over the 20 years, and you know, the ability to like put an idea and a product out there for folks to be interested in supporting local farms, local foods, your local productions. You know, to me, that's just like the core value of this whole thing, and it seems to have over the years just gotten better and better and more support. So that's a key important thing for us.
Let's go back to the beginning. You know, can you share some of the history of the business and how it's evolved over the years?
Well, you know, it was one of those things where when I first moved to Portland, Maine, I had a friend who opened a place called a Portland Greengrocer, and he asked me to be the manager of it. So, you know, when we moved up here, my wife and we had a couple of kids at that point, I wound up managing the Portland Greengrocer for, and he was a dear friend, Nick, and so did that for a couple of years, and then met my future partner in there, who was the baker, Scott, and so that we kind of worked that for a few years, and at one point, you know, Nick decided that he wanted to go and, you know, onto another career, and so I personally found myself like, I really need to have a small grocer to shop at. I can't. I'm not a supermarket person. I get lost in those stores. So just too much stuff for me, you know. So so anyway, I decided to get together with Scott, and we both you know, started looking around, and we found a place on Brighton Avenue, which was the old Priscopo's Bakery. And 20 years ago, we bought the building. We, you know, took our home equity and put it into it, and there was at the beginning maybe 6, 8 of us that started it, and it was just a little market that you know, really focused on what we're trying to do is seasonality, seasonal foods, fresh foods, and then as I got into it, you know, started to meet people in the local food community. One person in particular, Martha Putnam from Farm Fresh Connection, who started me down the road to, you know, really introducing us to farmers and into like this bigger world of, you know, what existed out there in Maine's agriculture, which was awesome. So.
Yeah, and I just heard you mention community. Tell us what that means to you guys and how you guys have helped other businesses in your community.
Sure. Yeah, well, as John mentioned, we've worked with hundreds of different partners over the years. We view it as kind of a self-perpetuating circle where we support farmers by buying their products and food producers, and we sell our products to the customers. More money stays in the community, more jobs are here, more investment in the community, and so it really helps strengthen the fabric of the community and make sure that there's a continuing growing Maine food economy.
Can we talk about the Know Your Farmer video series and the message? What is that?
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough to get a grant from the Department of Ag, and we used that to put together 6 farm and food producer videos, as well as one on our bakery, and just really tell the story behind the food, really talk about the people, like Aaron Bell at Tide Mill Farm, who's a 9th generation farmer up in Edmonds, Maine, or Sarah and Steve at Winter Hill in Freeport, Maine, where they do great milk and yogurt and cheeses. And so it's really important for people to connect where the food comes from, to know the farmers that produce it, what they do to grow food in Maine, which is incredibly difficult. And so it's really just a great opportunity for people to get a little bit more behind the scenes and see how their food is grown and produced in Maine.
We heard you guys are also offering some new products. Can you tell us a little bit about those? Are they on our table right now?
Yeah,
awesome.
Some of them are here. So
run us through it.
We also wanted to bring you some good snacks so that you can enjoy some food.
We always
you need that here, right?
That.
So
it's important to keep the community
we always
happy.
have new products happening seasonally, and we're thinking that spring is lurking somewhere out there. So we brought some flavors here that we thought were good. We do a bunch of collaborations with local companies. So we have 2 coffees here, one from Rwanda Bean and one from Speckled Axe, where we have specific flavors that are only available at the Rosemont stores. We have a key lime pie, which is our kind of nod to spring here, which is wonderful. And then our biscuits, our lemon shortbread cookie, and our macaroons are all new products that just got released recently. If you eat the biscuits, beware. You might go through that whole bag pretty fast. They're very good. And then our Morning Glory bread, which is a new quick bread that we just launched for the spring as well.
And what's in that bread?
So it's like a Morning Glory muffin. So you have raisins and coconut and different grains and carrots in there. And so it's you know, you don't need one muffin, you need a full quick bread.
I agree with you. What a beautiful spread you've brought us. Okay, I'm curious, what are the events you are using to mark this anniversary? 20 years, congrats again.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we had a really awesome party to kick it off a few weeks ago at Maine Studios, and we've got a lot of events coming this spring and summer. And so this Thursday, we've got a great Portuguese olive oil and winemaker, Rui Abacas, at our Brighton Ave location. So we'll usually use a winemaker, pair it with local cheeses, local foods, and make a celebration of it. We've got a huge event happening in Scarborough on April 19th with our partners, Harbor Fish. And then we've got a whole series of grilling events and tasting events and local foods. You can get that information on our social or webpage.
Awesome. Can you share your website really quick, or a best way for people to find you?
Yeah, sure. RosemontMarket.com and our social media, Rosemont Market. And
all right.
Sounds good.
Multiple locations, a lot of places to find you guys. John, Mark, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks so much
for having us. Really appreciate it.